To make the transition from square to round, we want to break this corner. To do that without splitting, we've made notches in the corner with a back saw. To make this cut, I'm going to use a wide skew chisel and just carefully work this corner in a little bit, just to start the curve. We'll clean this up later with a spindle gouge. With this corner broken down, I can go ahead and start rounding the rest of the blank to get it round without worrying about splitting out this corner. It also gives us a little room to get in here. To round the rest of the leg from this point down, I'm going to use a good roughing chisel and just take my time and turn this down to a cylinder the rest of the way down. We have to be careful introducing the chisel close to these cuts. We're not going to be able to round the cylinder down all the way right here, but we can get pretty close. Then we'll use another chisel, come back and just clean it up when we make the marking land here. I've used a story stick to mark off the major transition points. Now with this Powermatic 3520B lathe, I can turn the speed down very slow so I can see these marks easily. Go ahead and hold a pencil on them to make the mark all the way around. Now with these marks made, I can go ahead and turn the transition points down and use the piece held in the comparator in the back of the Powermatic 3520B to match this up. And I use this also when I'm turning to know what contours I'm looking at and how I want to cut each piece. This is a great help to have the piece back here. With the low points turned, I can begin rounding the other parts so they flow into them. I'm going to start by rounding off this broken corner here a little bit more. We just want to get this down closer and we'll finish it off with sandpaper. I've gone ahead and rough shaped all the rounded parts. Now we're going to do the taper on the main body of the leg. Now it looks like it's tapered almost all the way up, but it actually starts right about in here. And that's another good point to have in the sample back here, because as I'm working this down, I can pay attention to where the taper is starting. We'll start by taking the cuts right near the end, and then keep moving back with every cut, so we extend the taper back but keep it smooth. As we work this taper in, you want to start a cut depth up here and then concentrate on holding that same depth. Watch the line as you go down. All the chisel work is done and now we're going to sand it. You can see I left flats on top of the rounded portions. When we sand the sides, that flat will just disappear and give us a nice rounded edge rather than coming to a point. Now when you're sanding, make sure you keep your fingers away from here because we know those corners are swinging around. See how that turned around almost immediately. When working with large flat areas, you can use a large piece of sandpaper and just hold it flat against it. Then you'll take care of any high spots you have. And in the end, if you took your time, use a story stick and compared each leg to the first one turned, you'll wind up with a set of legs that'll look identical.